Hey guys, it's Gary here for a quick legal tip for you. Yes, we have a new contract here in the Midlands. A lot of people have been talking about that, saying, hey, I see we have a new contract. Do we have a new contract or not? And the answer is yes, but it's also no. Now, the reason it is yes is because the state association has come out with a new state contract. South Carolina Realtor Association has this brand new contract here, which we'll talk about very quickly. But we also are talking about the CCRA contract. So the state has a new contract, but the Central Carolina Realtors Association does not have yet a new contract, which we use here in the Midlands. So if you're a realtor in the Midlands in Lexington, Richland, Fairfield, Kershaw, Orangeburg, Calhoun, we typically, Sumter, I believe, typically use this contract by Central Carolina Realtors Association. Now, I used the word yet a minute ago because, yes, we are in the process at the Central Carolina Realtors Association Contract Committee of coming up with a brand new contract for you. Now, the good news for you in the Central Carolina Realtor Association is the contract, while it is brand new, is not overly burdensome for y'all to learn. We have gone in, and the main thing you will see when it does come out is that we reorganized everything with the goal in mind is to make this document as simple as possible for you to explain it to your buyer or to your seller. That was the goal in mind of the committee, and I think we had a grand slam on that. Now, this contract is going to be presented soon to the CCRA Board of Realtors board, and the board will determine whether or not to accept our recommended changes. If that is then accepted, then at some point the contract will come out from Central Carolina Realtor Association. In the interim, you continue to use the same Central Carolina Realtor Association contract you've always used. Now, let's talk about the state contract. State contract was revised. I am very, very happy with a lot of the revisions. Some of it is concerning to me, but I'm very happy that they got rid of that unworkable repair addendum or repair requirement. There was a requirement in here where the contract could have been repair or due diligence. It was conflicting in a lot of ways, but the biggest problem was it basically had 6 items that could be repaired, and it just didn't work very well, in my opinion. And so I am extremely happy to see they got rid of that. I'm also extremely happy to see that they have gone to a due diligence contract. Basically, this contract gives a due diligence. It is not a set due diligence like we have at CCRA, where ours is 10 business days. This is a negotiable term to determine how long they can negotiate. You negotiate how long you want to have for your due diligence. So that is a little bit different. Now, the one thing I do not like, and this is the one thing that I don't like at all, and I've fought like crazy at CCRA not to have this, is they charge a termination fee. So basically, if you do your due diligence and during the due diligence period you decide you don't want to buy the house, you would pay this predetermined cancellation fee. That's right in here. It says that termination during the due diligence period, buyer may unilaterally terminate this contract only by delivering to the seller both the notice of termination and termination of fee in the amount of blank. Now, I don't like this because you as a seller has a duty to disclose the condition of your house. So if I do due diligence and find out either you didn't know the true condition of your house because you didn't care or turned a blind eye or just didn't know, or you just lied and your house is falling apart, it's a complete rat trap, why am I paying you a termination fee to get out of that? I shouldn't have to pay to terminate. The due diligence period is for me to confirm what you're telling me is true, and that you presented a true and accurate picture of your house as marketed and advertised. So I'm 100% opposed to this termination fee. Now, I know that some people will disagree with that, and that's because we're in a multi-offer market right now, and everybody's like, well, this can separate offers. Yeah, but we've never in the 27 years I practiced law had a market like this, and I would venture to say we probably never will again. When this market does cool down, it will go from being this massive 40 offer to every property listed to back to a normal market where it's either a single offer or a few multiple offers. And I don't think that it will continue to have the cachet that it has right now. But nevertheless, I don't like that provision at all. I think there's a lot of issues with that. I also think there's a lot of loopholes that if the seller's not responding to you about repairs and that you're wanting to move forward, but you want repairs made and they don't want to make the repairs, but they don't even respond to you, you now have to pay for the termination fee because they haven't responded to you about making the repair. So I think there's a lot of loopholes in here. And I don't really care for it. Because of that. I also don't like the fact that the wood infestation report still is in here. And again, it kind of goes that it seems somewhat separate from the due diligence, but maybe not. But I don't like the ability that the seller doesn't make the repairs, then I can terminate the contract, but now I got to pay for it. So if the seller hasn't told me that their seal is rotten on their house and I find that out and I don't want to buy their house because it's $30,000 worth of seal work and they don't want to pay for it, I have to pay a termination fee to get out of the contract. So not a big fan of that at all. Nevertheless, what I'm going to do is see if CCRA would like me to teach a class on. If they do, I'll try to teach a Zoom class. If not, I'll just go ahead and do a bomb video like this. It may be around about an hour long, and I'll just walk through the contract with you. I'll try to get that done sometime in the month of July. So anyway, yes, we do have the CCRA contract hopefully coming out here sometime soon, maybe by the end of July or sometime in August, I would bet, or maybe September, if it's approved by the board. But right now you do have a new state contract. If somebody presents a contract to you on one of these forms, we recommend you use CCRA contract. That's the local contract. That's the contract that all the vendors understand, the lenders, the attorneys. But if somebody presents you a contract, regardless of the form, even if it's on a napkin, you have a duty under our state law to present that contract. So don't tell people you won't accept their contract because it's not on the form that you want. You can counteroffer on the form that your client directs you to counteroff on. But if I present you a state contract or a CCRA contract, you cannot tell me you're not going to present that you only wanted on the other format. That's illegal. All right. Hope that helps you. Y'all have a great one, and we'll see you again next week.